Welcome to Star Forward Solutions with Vikki Owens. Hi, Vikki.
Hi, Marian. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. Really
Good.
doing well. And I'm excited about today's topic and next week's topic as well. Anytime that we get a chance to talk about finances and wealth and getting rid of debt, I'm excited.
Yes, yes. It's a good hot topic. I'm sorry that my Alexa is going off in the background. I'm going, oh Lord. Okay, Alexa, shut up.
Alexa, be quiet.
Yes, I'm excited about our topic today too. I'm really excited about moving in, really helping people prepare for retirement, and it's never really too late. I truly have a passion for it, and I say it's never too late because I'm in that, planning stage, so to speak. I know my situation is a little different from most people because I am retired Navy and I do have a pension, but for me to live the lifestyle that I want to live, I still have to, continue planning for retirement. Um, so,
It's
um,
never going to be enough.
I think some people, I guess me doing Medicare and some of the clients I have or people I have seen has, basically shown me that we don't plan to retire. We really don't do what we should do when it comes to our golden years when we're getting ready to retire. Because if everyone would at least do a little planning, you might, our golden years, you can live your golden years in a better, better state. But so many people, don't plan, so they don't really have, and a lot of options when they retire. So that's what we're going to talk about today, as far as retirement planning. What it takes to plan and everything like that. Some people say, well, why should I plan to retire? Why shouldn't you? You plan for everything else. Why shouldn't you plan for your retirement? And your
We
golden.
plan our birthday parties, we plan our vacations, but we
I
don't
can't
plan
hear.
our retirement. What's up with that?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Oh, okay.
Yes.
But everybody puts it off, and it's something that we should all do in the future, for our future rather. And to me, it makes no sense for that question to come out of anyone's mouth. Why should I plan to retire? Because you plan on buying a car, you plan on birthday parties, you plan this, you plan that. Why not plan for your retirement? Okay.
Vicki, can you
Because
hear me
a
now?
lot of people look at, well, I'm going to receive Social Security, and Social Security is not set up to be your 100% retirement. And A lot of people depend on that, and it's just not enough for you to live off of. So I can't hear you, Marion. I'm sorry. I can't hear you, so I don't know. I'm talking in a vacuum here. Um, I'm not sure what's going on. Should I just continue? Just continue? Okay. I'll just continue. Okay. All right. So when we're thinking about planning for retirement, just think about, you
That's
know,
last week.
I guess you want to, some people say, well, how do I start? Well, evaluate your lifestyle. Just really evaluate your lifestyle. That's the starting place. It's just evaluate, what your dreams are, what you enjoy doing, your finances. You really want to sit down and look at your finances, your debt. And that's one thing you just really don't want to go into retirement with debt. A lot of people say, well, I have a house note, I have whatever, but that's part of the planning process. So things to look for, or look into, or when you're getting ready to retire is,
I'm wondering why Vicki can't hear me.
what is my income right now? That income is going to decrease more than likely. So you really need to start looking at how I'm going to, if this is my income right now, and it's good for me. How do I keep it at the same level? Then, find ways to start working on outside of however you're getting your income now, adding to that income. So when you get ready to retire, you have your you're comfortable, because when you retire, most time people basically retire and they're not going to go back to work. At least retirement is supposed to be that. You're supposed to retire and not go back to work unless you really just want to do something and you can get paid for it. It's something that you enjoy doing. You can get paid for it. Okay. So you want to do an evaluation on your lifestyle, the things you like to do, you travel, what my income is or whatever. In that process, you want to do a financial analysis on what's going on in your life. Okay. So that means sitting down with somebody unbiased that can basically look at your finances, look at your debt. You want to do what we call financial needs analysis. All right. So that's one step in the starting process, because when when you're evaluating, some of the things you need to include in that is things that are like, oh, I didn't expect that. Health costs, for example. I know everybody looks at Medicare being your health insurance and everything like that, but Medicare doesn't cover everything. Okay, remember, Medicare is an 80-20 plan. Depending on your what options you go with Medicare, many things will be covered, but there's always going to be some cost to your health care, period. Whether you get a Medicare Advantage plan or where you get a supplement or you just have original Medicare, you're going to have some additional costs for your health care, because depending on when you retire, how healthy you are, you may have some issues, that are going to be passed, are going to be costly issues, so you have to look at that, so that's one aspect of planning that you need to look at, and these are things you write down, like how much do I need for medical costs? You just never know, but you should at least allot so much for your health care. Okay. The other thing is your housing. Where am I going to live when I retire? Am I going to keep this big old house? It's just me and hubby, or it's just me? All the kids are gone. Maybe I want a place for my grandkids to come in and visit with me or whatever. But you still need to sit down and look at your housing situation. Am I going to have a mortgage? Do I want to get rid of the mortgage? I want to keep the house. As I get older, is this house going to be suitable for me? As I get older, it's a 2-story house. Do I really want to go up and down the stairs when I get older? No matter what kind of health you're in. Many people don't look at those type of things, but you really should, and you should do it before you retire. It's just like, get it, look at those type of things before you retire, so you can't put that in your planning, your planning options. If you like to travel, or even if you don't like to travel, I say plan for trips. Other words, plan to, you might, your children might be living out of state or somewhere else, or whatever. You say, well, they're going to come to me, but you never know. So put that into your planning of retirement, to have a little set aside account or whatever to take trips. Okay. I talked about your lifestyle, as far as what are the things you like to do. You want to put, all this has to be evaluated when you're planning for your retirement, and it has a dollar amount on it, so you need to really sit down. It's just like planning a budget, for the future, so what your needs are going to. Remember, when you retire, you're talking about fixed income. Most people are looking at a fixed income. Anything extra, is extra, but you're playing, you're going to have a fixed income. So those are the things you need to look at as far as when you're doing your planning. Let's see. And, this is kind of one of the things I always say, and people don't think about, is what kind of legacy do you want to leave for your family or your children? It's like some people say, I'm not leaving them anything. you know that could be the case, but what about your grandkids? Maybe you want to basically do something for your grandchildren or whatever, but that should be a part of your planning as well, as far as what kind of legacy you want to leave, whether it's just a small amount for the grandkids, or something that they can invest in, a trust fund, or you just never know, but that should be a part of your planning. Let's see. What else let's see if I missed anything. Okay. Those are it's a good starting point. Health costs, housing, vacations, or trips, your lifestyle, making sure you have enough income to maintain it. and what you want to live for your legacy. So those are things to think about when you get ready to retire. Now, the other thing is, what are the tools to use when planning? What kind of retirement tools are there? Well, it really depends. It depends. You have to do an evaluation on your, how you are as far as your risk, and how if you are a risk taker. But I don't really suggest when you're retiring to be a risk taker when it comes to tools you're using, because remember, the money that you're putting in, you can be a risk taker now, but as far as in other investments, but when you're talking about your retirement, you want to basically be in a stable growth type of tool.
Are you able to hear me now?
I
Can you
can't
hear me
hear
now?
you. No.
Okay. Okay, look down here.
Oh, I want to pay off. Yes, that's yeah, yes. You definitely want to plan to pay off your debt and save as much, because you can't basically retire or build wealth if you have debt. We're going to talk about. You're going to go in a little bit more deeper into getting rid of your debt in our next session. But debt is a big thing. When I was talking about let's see, your lifestyle and things like that, you want to remove the debt out of your, before you retire. You don't want to have debt. It's like, I think it's Susie Armand, she talks about that all the time. When you get ready, when you're planning for retirement, you don't want to have debt. So that house that you're living in, if you still have a mortgage, really try to pay it off, or sell your house and find something that is, you basically downsize the house or whatever. Like I said, it's like, do I really need a two-story house, big house when I retire? Not really. So if you still, have a mortgage on your house, even if it's something that you want to pass down to your kids, you really want to basically try to get rid of the mortgage if you have one on your house. So biggest thing is, try to start really budgeting. When you get closer to retirement, you definitely want to start, really cutting back on your expenses. If it's extravagant or whatever, do you really need it? You need to make those type of evaluations. Do I really need this? I'm 55 years old. I'm gonna be retiring soon. Do I really need this? That type of thing. So definitely bring. I'm glad you typed that in there for me so I can see it. This is weird. I'll be honest with you. I'm like talking in a vacuum just by myself, so it's kind of like odd, but that's okay. We're moving on. We adjust. We definitely adjust. So, but yeah, debts. Like I said, we will talk about more in depth about debt management next week. I have a guest on, and we're going to talk about that next week. So, let's see. I want to make sure I put. Oh, when to start planning for your retirement. The sooner the better, as I said before. But most people should at least start looking in your 30s. When you're 30, believe it or not, that's it's almost too late. It's like if you're in your mid 30s going on 40s, it's getting late to start doing anything as far as planning financially, because remember, we'll talk about this in another session, but remember that money grows over time. To really build your wealth, you need time for that money to grow. And so the earlier you start putting money into accounts, such as a lot of people use 401ks and 403bs. Those are tools that most people are are aware of as far as looking at retirement tools. But even those, basically, you need time for them to grow. Now some of the tools that talk about, those are two of the tools that are used when people are working and they put away in their 401k, because your company might be matching it, or the nonprofit world, it's the 403b. But there are other tools that you can use for retirement outside of those, and I always suggest don't depend just on that, but look at other tools as well. Can we buy fast growing stocks if we wait too long? Yes, that's a good question. Like I said, I always think, I when you're looking at the stock market, it is risky. If you're doing it by yourself, it can be risky. So you want to definitely have a financial advisor, that's, a broad has a broad look at things when it comes to investing in stock, unless you've done your really done your research and you know what their outcomes are usually, the trends of the stock. So I myself am not a big stock person. I look at the tools that use the stock market to, like the S&P and whatever, to grow money in the different types of funds and funding accounts. But just but just going out there and investing in, individual stocks, I'm not the person to talk to. There are financial advisors that will, you can sit down and talk to about that, but I admit that's not my, strength. So but I do use tools that are, tied to the stock market, that they have, basically a growth, with the different tools, the different companies and things like that, that I really like. But just going out there and picking the stock, no, that's not me. So that's not me. So uh, definitely, and my experience tells me you need an advisor when it comes to that. It's like, that's not me. Back in the day when I was in the high tech market, I did a lot of, being on there and playing around with that, and I lost my cookies, so I don't even think about that. I was like, okay, no, that's somebody else. I'll let somebody else take care of that. So, but there are, like I said, there are tools. Even the 401ks and the 403bs are tied to. Some of them are tied to the stock market. And when I talk about tools, like I said, risk and, being a little conservative, I weigh on the side of being a little conservative. You can find tools that have very good growth over time, that you can get to where you want to be, even with those tools, and even when you're doing it in your later time. In other words, you've gotten to like 50 or something like that, you can still find tools that'll help you grow your money. So, like I said, it's never too late, but I suggest if you're in your 30s, you should be looking at different, well, basically planning your retirement, looking at options, doing the things you need to do. Step one, evaluate your lifestyle, evaluate your situation where you are right now. Do an F&A, out a outside looker, an advisor, to come in and do a financial needs analysis on you right now with your family and everything like that. One of the things I didn't mention, uh, but in this whole thing, is that you always want to look at your kids and education. It's like, have your kids. You've had kids to send off to school. It's like they're going to have debt. Okay, that's their debt. But you still need to look at, what you invested into that, and if you have debt according to that, have debt that's related to, their education as well. So you want to make sure that's paid off. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Oh, we're still still want to talk about the tools. So there are 401k, 403b, which, you have to be working with an organization to have those. But then there's the IRAs that most people, will have. You have IRAs, you have the individual, and then you have a Roth. So how long does it take to do an F&A, and how much does it cost? Actually, it doesn't cost you anything if you do it with me. I am a financial advisor, but it doesn't it doesn't take a long time to do. I mean, you can sit down in a session with an advisor, and you can knock it out in like 30, 45 minutes. You have to come to the table with all, and you have to be honest. You have to come to the table with your debt, with your finances, with, anything you've invested in. Because, in other words, when you're doing an F&A, you're bringing in, you're talking to someone and you're telling them, okay, this is what I make. I have already saved this amount of money. I do have a 401k. I've invested in stock, and this is, if you invested in stock, in other words, you're bringing everything to the table. It's like, I'm taking care of my kids, is going to school, you know, everything. And then, you're going to do that's your, in other words, you're going to look at what, what you're bringing in as well as what you're, putting out. So you're going to look at your debt. It's like I have credit cards. I have the balance on this credit card is this, whatever. And, you're going to go through everything. You're going to sit down and just, bleed. And you're going to bleed everything that you're doing. And the advisor is going to evaluate everything that you've told them. We basically have a little table, and, we go through and we evaluate what you can and cannot, how much you can afford to save, and what would be the best tool to put it in, and what's going to keep you comfortable. So, and an F&A basically is something, that's how you want to start, so at least know where you are, what you can and you do. And it also, with an F&A, it helps you start the getting rid of your debt process, because a lot of people will have credit cards after yin yang. They know they have them, and they just don't know. They're so, they just don't know what to do as far as getting rid of them. It's just like every time they get that credit card bill, they go, but they don't know how to, they don't know how to, slack, get down. It's like, so when you sit down with and to do an F&A, it's really that you've made a determination that I want to do it. I want to get out of debt. I want to basically, build wealth, and I want to basically have a retirement that I'm comfortable with. That's the beginning of, really thinking about your future, and because you think about your future, you also have to think the fact that, you're looking at your family and your kids or whatever, because, if something should happen to you, then you leaving all that debt to someone else, and that's not pretty. That's not a good thing. It's like, I was watching, what show was I watching? I can't remember, but the person had passed on, and so the family had to come in and, after his, funeral and everything, like, they had to come in and take care of their bills and, see what they had to deal with, and they were just kind of like, like walking into a house that's just crumbling, around them. And so, it's not a good thing. And so we're not promised, and I don't want to go on a negative note, but these are things that people have to think about, is that we're not promised tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen, especially with COVID. We just really don't know what's going to happen. So the best thing to do is to start planning right now. I didn't mention it, but, having life insurance, is part of planning. Do you have enough life insurance coverage? Actually, and some life insurance can be used as a retirement tool, and I'll talk about that later. But some life insurance can be used as a retirement tool, because, and we have to look at some life insurance policies are products that are I guess tax also can reduce your taxes. You just have to sit down with the right advisor who's informed on those things, which is me. Yeah, I'm one of those people. Yes, I am. That you can sit down and talk about that, because, even, people who have pensions like I do, you're still going to have to pay taxes on your, pension, so how do you basically not get around it, but how do you reduce your taxes when it comes to those type of things? So, and that's when you sit down. That's why you want to sit down with that advisor. So, excuse me. Excuse me. Oh goodness, I'm talking a lot because I'm coughing. But I start coughing when I've talked a lot. So I don't have you. I can't hear you. Yeah, yada. I'm just whoa. So because I can't hear you, you don't. I can't interact with you. I know. I'm just like, so I'm talking, and I feel like if I don't say anything, it's going to be like no noise. It's just going to be, just blank space walking across the air. So I feel like I could have to continue talking. But if you move your mouth, I know you're talking. Okay, yeah. Text me, or put whatever in. So Let's see what else. All right, so let's see. I'm trying to think of. Oh, I talked about IRAs, Roths, and the IRP was one of the other things I was gonna. It's an insurance product. Oh, they can hear me. Oh, they can hear you. Okay, but I can't hear you. I'm the only one in the dark. That's just wonderful. I like. I feel like I'm in a box or a jail cell because it's all me by myself. I can't hear you at all. I don't know what happened, but I'm glad. At least you guys can hear me, right? Everybody can hear me. Oh, okay, okay. That's good. You know, this has been a very. I could probably sing a little bit. And nobody would basically say stop. One thing, what?
So just let me tell you that I know that you can hear me, but she can't. So in order to give you some impression about how it is to work with Vicki, it's very comfortable and she's very personal and she's with you, if you know what I mean. So she can't hear me bragging about her, so she can't stop me. Isn't this wonderful? I love this.
I have no
I've
idea
had
what
the
you
opportunity to work with Vicki, and so it's been a wonderful idea for me.
Okay, I don't know what you said, but all thumbs up. I hope it was good. I hope it was good. It's like you could probably curse me out and I would be going, yeah, because I have no idea. It's like a big box. Where's my cat? Okay, I talked to my cat. He'll me out to me. I don't know. So, I don't. Is any it? You have any questions or anything like that? Does anybody have any questions about uh, any of this? I'm trying to think of it. Oh, I didn't talk about the IRP, which is an insurance product, but it is an index retirement product that is also used for um, retirement planning. Retirement planning. But like I said, if you sit down with me or any financial advisor who's aware of all the different tools you can use, that's the best way to start your planning. You really want to be able to sit down with someone, an advisor who's skilled in all the different tools, not just focused on one thing. You want somebody who has a lot of different, so to speak, products in their bag, and is aware of all the different tools that you can use when you're sitting down to plan. And that would be me. And I do have um, partners as well. So if it's something that I am not, an expert on, I do have partners and different agents that um, do know those things that I'm not skilled on. But there's not a lot I'm not skilled on, though. I must brag on that a little bit. But anyone can call me at 713-444-3269 or 281-849-8373. And I'm also on Facebook under Vikki L. Owens or with my company, Star Forward Solutions. How do we sign up? They sign up meeting with me. Like I said, you can just call, email me, text me, or go to my website or my Facebook page, and you can sign up there. I have updated my Facebook page, business page to have account. Actually, you can set up an appointment with me on my Facebook page. So it's basically Facebook Star Forest Solutions. So there is a calendar there that you can um, sign up for an appointment, and I will see it. So that's one way you can sign up. Yes, and all that down there, that's me, Vikki Owens, Star for Solution, benefit consultant and financial advisor. Like I said, 713-444-3269. That is my mobile phone. You can text me or call me. And my, I guess my office would be 281-849-8373. But the best way to reach me is on my cell number. So, but I'm all over the place. So I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, IG, I'm on Instagram, so I'm in the social media frenzy. So you can reach out to me on any of the social media platforms as well. But probably the best way is just to call me, or you're muted. No wonder I can't hear you. you know, but
No, that didn't
I
mean
still get
anything.
you. You're not.
No.
Okay, I got you. But I guess our time is up and we have to say goodbye. I hope everybody got some good information out of this. And I look forward to hearing you all, hearing from you all who need help. Okay. Bye bye.